Welcome back to the Deep Six Wrestling Podcast. It's Monday, July 5th. Happy July, everyone. We're back once again with another review for WWE Monday Night Raw. The stipulation that was put in place several weeks ago now was that we will continue doing these review shows until all three of us give it a unanimous thumbs up. I don't believe we will be doing that tonight, so it looks like we'll be back again next week, but we'll get into that a bit later. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. We're on pretty much all the streaming services you could think of. You can follow us over on YouTube at Deep Six Wrestling, or subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can follow us on Twitter at Deep Six Wrestling without the G. Without further ado, I'm Pat.
I'm Joey.
I'm Ryan.
And as per the usual with our Raw reviews, we are not going to start with Raw. We're going to start with our trivia show. But just a heads up, this Wednesday we have a Dynamite review with AEW back on the road. Thursday we'll see Ryan and Angelo's Impact Power Hour once again. Next week we'll have our review for Raw, and then we'll also be having predictions for Money in the Bank and Slammiversary coming up, and then we'll probably have reviews for both of those pay-per-views as well. So that's what's coming up, but I'm going to toss it to Ryan now, since he's the master of ceremonies for our little trivia games here. So Ryan, it's up to you, buddy.
Yeah, we're coming up to Money in the Bank, so why not do some test their knowledge on Money in the Bank? All right.
I'm ready.
How you guys feeling about this?
Another competition between me and Patrick.
Yeah, we should have been keeping tally of who's been winning these.
Yeah, nobody. All right. We're starting it off. Pat. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Money in the Bank is the only WWE pay-per-view event with a regular theme song, which is called Money in the Bank. But who was this theme used for originally?
Be Shane McMahon.
No.
Really?
No.
What?
Jerry?
Good idea.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Money in the Bank
Okay.
is the only WWE pay-per-view event with a regular theme song. A theme song that stays the same almost every year.
Okay.
It is called Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Who was it used for before Money in the Bank?
Oh, so it was used for a wrestler.
It was used for a person on WWE programs.
Oh, so it's not a wrestler. You're saying a person.
It was used by a person.
So it's not, not Shane.
And it wasn't a one-off thing.
Oh, so it happened a lot.
Numerous times.
Okay.
If he doesn't get it, can we go again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stephanie McMahon.
No.
Donald Trump?
It is Donald Trump's theme for whenever he came out for WWE shows.
That's
As
disgusting.
soon as he said person, I was trying to run through like who could it have been.
Yep.
Trump was the one that came to mind.
Yep. All right. Since I gave that to you, Pat,
Yeah, Joey can go first.
Joey can go next. All right. Joey, what year was the first ever Money in the Bank pay-per-view?
Oh, shit, the paper.
Oh, right, because they used to have the Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the first pay-per-view was 2009?
No.
Really?
I'm going 2010.
Pat would be right.
Damn it. So close. So close.
Who? There were two Money in the Bank winners that year. The first ever. Do you know who those two people were?
Wait, there were two winners for Money in the Bank the first year?
Mm-hmm.
From Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, I only thought there was one. Edge?
No.
Wait, what? I thought Edge was the first Money in the Bank winner.
Again, we'll throw it back to what Joey said.
Pay-per-view.
This is the first ever
Pay-per-view.
Oh, I
pay-per-view.
thought
Not
you.
the
I thought you
match.
meant
No.
first ever match of
No,
Money in
no,
the
no.
Bank. Oh, that's
Ooh,
my bad.
the first
Can I
pay-per-view.
retry then? Because I assumed it
Sure.
was the original. Because Edge
Sure.
was the first Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So first pay per view. Kane.
That's one.
And it's 2000. It's 2010, right?
10.
Swagger?
No. Joey, do you know who the other person is?
Punk.
No.
Rey Mysterio.
No. I'll give Joey one last chance.
Okay.
2, since you randomly
Yeah,
threw
that's
out
fine. You
Edge.
can get 2.
2010. Okay, I'm gonna go with. So you said Kane was the first.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, he was one of them.
Can you give just to be what brand? Does it say what brand he?
Yeah, so Kane won SmackDowns.
Okay, so then there was a Raw winner. Then,
Yes.
Obviously. Okay. So my first guess is going to be back on. Miz.
There you go.
Oh, Miz and Kane. Ew,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Yep.
That's fucking awful.
Because Kane cashed it in on Rey Mysterio, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I was thinking of Mysterio.
Yeah.
Because he cashed in on the same night, right? I'm pretty sure Kane won. I'm
Probably,
pretty sure
yeah.
Kane won and then cashed in later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Finally,
Oh, this is it?
for this event,
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
what was the main event of that pay-per-view?
What? The Money in the Bank briefcase, Matt? The Money in
Neither
the
of
Bank-
them were the main event.
What?
It was probably the world title match.
That's still like what?
Again, there
That's
were two.
weird.
There were 2 world titles.
Was it the Mysterio one?
No.
No.
so Kane cashing in wasn't
That was in the
even.
middle of the show.
What?
I have no idea.
So it was the other. It was the.
It was the Raw title.
It was
Yeah.
WWE Championship
Yeah.
Cena.
Yeah, that's one person in it.
and Punk.
No,
No, it's
Really?
2011.
Ah, 2011. Fuck.
Cena.
that is the main event for 2011.
Oh,
You're right.
Yeah, I know it is. Cena and
Oh, I know.
Who is it, Joey?
Orton.
No,
Really?
no,
Cena and Mark Henry.
no. It is Cena versus Sheamus in a steel cage match.
Oh, shit.
Sheamus was the champion.
I wasn't gonna get that.
Damn it.
All right. What year was the first ever main event where the ladder match was the main event? Which year?
What, the first.
The
So the
first
first
year.
time the ladder match main evented the Money
Yes.
in the Bank pay per view.
Yeah.
Okay, Joey, you can start. So remember, 2010 was the first pay per view. So you have 2010 through 2020.
2013.
And we've already established another year's
Yeah,
pay.
2011 wasn't. It was
2013.
No. That was a main event, though.
Huh?
That had a main event.
So is it 2012?
It is 2012, yeah.
Yeah,
You kinda just-
you
Yeah, I realized it afterwards.
Boo!
It's like,
Trying to
wait,
fuck
what?
on me.
Alright, Joey needs to start again.
Yeah.
For everyone to fuck that one up.
Like what?
That,
Alright.
that was the main
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Wow.
But,
Just one. Yep. So there has been two places that have held two cities that have held the Money in the Bank pay-per-view twice already in the 10-year span of it.
The only
Being-
two-time.
There's only 2 places that have held. Oh no! I'm sorry.
What?
It's only one state has, or one city has held it twice.
Okay.
2 states
City.
have held it twice.
so the question
So
is
what city has held it twice in that 10-year span? Not counting last year because that was. The pay-per-view was at the Performance Center, but then the Money in the Bank was at.
understand. You don't need to.
Yeah, and this year,
Joey, go ahead. Guess the city. You're guessing the city that's held it twice.
Dallas.
no,
Chicago?
technically no.
What do you mean technically no?
They labeled it as Chicago. It's not in Chicago. There's the stadium that it is held in is not in not in
You said it's
Chicago.
labeled as it, so shouldn't that count?
No.
Okay.
When you meet, wait, what do you?
WWE labels it as Chicago, but the arena is in a different city.
Okay.
It's kind of like how the Cowboys don't play in Dallas, but they're labeled the Dallas Cowboys.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because
Okay, okay.
they play in Arlington.
So I technically am right in WWE's eyes. I would
Yes.
be right, but not for your question.
Yeah.
So they, it's another city in Illinois.
Yes.
Okay, but that's not
Okay.
what we're guessing.
Right.
You can name the city. You can name the city or the arena.
Oh, so we gotta name the city.
Yeah, we're
Or the
guessing
arena.
the city. Unless you want to
Illinois cities.
No. Don't guess Illinois. Get rid of Illinois. You don't need to guess Illinois anymore.
No, Illinois cities though. Is
No,
what
are
I'm
we still
guessing.
guessing this?
Yeah,
It's not Chicago.
It's not Chicago. You can
Chicago's
name the city,
in
or you
Illinois.
can name the arena.
Wait, why are we I thought Chicago wasn't the answer. I thought
No. That Chicago technically would be it if you're looking at just WWE eyes.
Oh.
If they marketed it
As it's in Chicago.
same way like Mania was marketed as New York, but it was in
I feel
giant
like
stadiums.
Yes.
This question is so fucking ridiculous. I don't fucking know Chicago fucking or
Let
Illinois.
me think of a city
Or arena.
I'm looking up
or an
Illinois.
arena.
Illinois cities.
Um,
Illinois cities.
Well, it's not gonna be the Bulls Arena.
Springfield?
No,
I feel like the Bulls Arena they play in Chicago.
they do.
Joliet?
No,
Rockford.
no.
Hold on.
Christ.
By the way, the Montreal Canadiens have won Game 4.
Oh, see, Illinois. I don't really know any other
Yeah.
cities in Illinois.
Dude, I'm literally listing off cities here. Peoria.
Peoria?
Peoria.
No.
Rockford. Naperville. Champaign. Elgin. Schaumburg. Galena. Galesburg. Edwardsville. Evanston. Moline. Waukegan. DeKalb. Orland
Hold
Park.
on.
Hackney.
You are not allowing this man to guess.
Carbondale. Peking. Arlington Heights. Bolingbrook. Crystal Lake. Gurney. Des Plaines. Tinley Park.
Crystal
Skokie.
Lake. Hold on.
None of these places.
Mm-mm.
Cities near Chicago. Maybe that will help me out. Cicero?
No.
Is it the Civic Center?
No.
No.
It's the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois.
That's not a
Ah.
real fucking place.
Allstate. Damn it. You know what? It's funny because I was going to say State Farm, but I know that's not right.
It
but
is-
I was,
it
I
is-
was on the insurance. I was on that road, that area.
Yeah, good job. It was opened in 1980. It holds 17,500 people for basketball. But they don't have a basketball team anymore that plays there. They used to have the WNBA there. They now only have an AHL team, which is a minor league hockey team. Yeah. And we'll do one last one because I don't feel like doing this too much longer.
It's only been 12 minutes, man. Just saying, we had the one that went 45 minutes.
Yeah, well, we're not doing that.
Oh my god.
All right. Just want to make sure everything is correct here on this math.
That's fucking hot.
Map.
It's dead air, baby.
I'm just making sure that the math is right
Dude,
because
we're losing viewers. by
I
the
don't
second.
care. I don't care about any of them.
Wow.
So, Joey, what's your opinion on The Masked Singer while we wait for Ryan?
Honestly, like a lot of people like it.
I don't
And,
understand the hype about it.
I don't know. It's like I guess it's just like the thrill of like
Okay, but you say
different characters coming out and like seeing like and they're like them singing and then them trying to guess on who
I think
the singer is.
I think my favorite part is that like the judges always guess like A-list celebrities,
right,
and it's
but
very
it's
rarely
rare.
ever somebody that's
Right.
like above B-list.
right.
Like I feel like Ninja and T-Pain are probably two of the biggest names I've heard that have appeared on it.
I think Lil Wayne was on it once.
Lil Wayne was on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, then Lil Wayne I guess would be the biggest. Lil Wayne and Ninja, which is weird to put Ninja on that level, but just in terms of his popularity, I guess you kind of have to. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so we can stop the bit about
Yes.
Masked Singer.
What was the last year that a cash-in happened on the same night as the pay-per-view?
Oh, okay.
No.
Joey, you can start.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was 2019.
It is.
Because I went to it.
Yep. And who was it?
It was Bailey.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Didn't it also happen again in 2018?
Okay, well that would be going backwards now, buddy.
Well, I was just saying, didn't it happen as well as 2018? Wasn't it like back-to-back years there were cash-ins on the same show?
Did 2018 have a cash in?
Didn't Alexa cash in?
Probably. Yes, she
Yeah, okay.
did.
Yeah.
It was back-to-back years. And then 2017, Carmella held it, but she held it for a while.
Well, 2017, she didn't technically win it on the first night because they took it away from her.
Right.
She
So
still,
they
she
could do
still,
it
she
again.
still
Yes.
won it. She still won it.
And then on SmackDown.
And 2016, they had a cash in as well.
On the same night?
Yeah, in the main event, Dean Ambrose cashed in,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
that all 3 members of the Shield could hold it in one night.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
That's it? You're done?
Yeah, I'm tired.
You're tired.
I'm tired of looking at my phone.
As he continues to look at his phone.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for joining us.
Vin Diesel.
Thanks for joining us for the trivia portion of the podcast.
Love it.
We're going to move on to the Raw review here. I speak for all of us when I say this was a pretty boring show. Literally during the main event, we noted that we couldn't remember a good portion of it. So we'll go through here. Shout out to websites like Cage Side Seats for putting up just live blogs of the results so we don't have to remember some of this stuff. So.
Also, shout out to the Impact Wrestling subreddit for keeping me and Angela's podcast on the hot
You
topics.
realize that that's not too big of an accomplishment when you look
Shout
at
out to me for staying awake during the show.
Okay, there we go. All right, anyway. We opened the show with Miz TV. Miz and John Morrison were there.
Which it triggers me that like they're the co-hosts of the show, but they're not doing their co-hosted show. If that makes sense. Like they have the Dirt Sheet, which is hosted by the Miz and John and Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a thing for.
When was the last time they did the Dirt Sheet?
During the Thunderdome era, they have.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
anyway.
what's the point of?
Dude, I don't know. You're getting too worked up.
Yes, it bothers me.
Anyway, they're out here for Miz TV, and they're gonna bring down everybody who's in Money in the Bank so far for the Raw side. Out first is Drew McIntyre. This was the beginning of the night for Drew, sounding like an absolute dork. He came out here and started talking about how he's a distant relative of Davy Crockett through his great-great-grandma Miriam McIntyre IV. Dude, this is the type of shit that I got on WWE for during Seth Rollins' babyface run. The scripting of their babyface champions so often. Kofi was kind of immune from this because Kofi just got to do New Day stuff, so he was fine.
Yeah.
But Seth and Drew McIntyre both, as soon as they were like baby faces as champs, or even Drew's not even champ anymore. He's just like the top baby face on the show.
He's not anymore.
Drew is still the top guy. Kofi's just a filler feud for Bobby.
Oh,
Drew is just I can't stand listening to him talk. It is just absolutely abysmal. Whoever writes this shit needs to be fired.
It doesn't sound like something a normal person would say.
I mean, at least like this was like him kind of being like jokey about like being related to Davy Crockett, but like because Money in the Bank's in Texas, so he's trying to draw that comparison. Later on, the shit he was saying.
Oh,
Absolutely nobody talks like that, and it was actually coming out of nowhere. This, at least, he tried to make a connection by Texas and Davy Crockett.
Right, but like at the same time, it doesn't make sense because his whole gimmick is that he's the Scottish
No.
psychopath
I'm not saying
or
that
the
it makes
Scottish
sense.
warrior.
I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying that at least he tried to make the connection. Later on, it came out of nowhere with pretty much zero explanation, and he just went on and on about it.
Loch Ness Monster.
Teeth.
Anywho, then we got Ricochet coming out.
Pat's promo of the year.
Ricochet started this promo actually pretty decently. He had solid delivery, and then what he did, so this is John Morrison's thing, right? Where John Morrison talks like this and like spells stuff. And Ricochet says that he is he just says, like, he spells out his name, where he said, I'm the R to the I to the C to the O to the C to the H to the E to the T, and he's like dancing the whole time. This made me want to fucking jump off a bridge.
Oh,
And
it's cringe.
we were under 5 minutes into this show, I think, at this point.
I wanted to tap out.
Matt Riddle then came out, and surprisingly, as somebody who...
No, you missed, because then John Morrison answered him back.
Oh, yeah, he did the D to the R to the I to the P thing. Riddle came out, and he had his foot taped up, selling a foot injury from last week in the triple threat that we missed because we didn't watch last week, just due to scheduling. But I think Riddle was really the only saving grace of this. Riddle was actually kind of funny here. He got on the ladder and said he was high, but he's also kind of sad. He's also now pretending that Randy Orton is literally dead by pointing to the sky anytime he mentions him.
Kissing his fingers, then pointing to the sky.
And then AJ and Omos come out, and AJ's whining because he says that last week it shouldn't have been a triple threat. It should have just been him versus McIntyre because he could have won. He says that he wasn't pinned, but that Riddle's already in Money in the Bank, but Riddle got pinned, so none of it makes any sense. Eventually Riddle gets knocked off the ladder and lands on his not broken foot but injured foot, and this leads to a big brawl, and this sets up our first match of the night, which is Ricochet versus John Morrison. This is a train wreck of an opening segment for me. The Miz and Morrison are pretty fucking annoying, but I guess that's their character, so in that sense it's fine. McIntyre was not good. Ricochet was awful. Riddle was alright, and AJ was just AJ. He wasn't anything special here.
Omos the GOAT of the
Omos
segment.
just existed.
Yeah,
As he tends to do, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about Omos at this point.
Hey man,
I'll just do like one impressive looking thing, and then people on the internet be like, "Oh my god, this guy has
honestly,
all the potential in the world."
Honestly,
it's what?
Props to this guy for getting on TV every single week, not getting released, and getting paired up with AJ Styles. He's getting a consistent paycheck, so good job to Omos.
If the man wasn't over 7 feet tall, he'd be fired by now.
guys, next week we can find out
It's
if
Vince
this guy
McMahon's
is
captain.
actually anything.
He's wrestling.
Dude, he's
Eric,
Vince
right?
McMahon.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Wet
wrestling.
It is his singles debut next week. Eric is pretty damn
Eric's
good.
a really good wrestler, so. We'll see
both
about
of the Viking Raiders are phenomenal.
But Eric's a really good singles wrestler.
Yeah. So Omos, if they allow him to actually do stuff instead of just pushing two.
Okay, well,
and
at the same time, you don't know
backbreaker.
if he can do anything. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not WWE. They might not be restricting him. He might just not be able to do anything.
Yeah, he just might
I
have
guess.
the issue that Great Khali had.
Yeah, no, WWE was
He
restricting
is-
Great Khali from busting out moonsaults and Canadian destroyers.
Yeah, well, they were.
Yeah, they
because
never
he-
let him
he-
do it.
He would try it and he'd kill somebody again.
Ooh. Anywho,
Hey man, Omos is at least agile.
I don't know if I call him agile.
He literally did a flip over the rope.
No,
tonight.
it wasn't like a flip. When you say flip, when you say he did a
He's
flip over
not
the rope, that
He
makes
was thrown over the rope and did a complete.
No. But
I've
that-
seen big guys do that.
yeah, Big Show's done that before.
I need to see the man doing
640
I
splashes.
need to see him jump off his feet.
Yes, exactly.
I need to see him
Right,
jump off of Titan
exactly.
Towers and come back
Dude,
the
if
next
the
night.
man does a standing shooting star press, then I'll be impressed. Okay,
God.
then I'd call him agile.
Oh, okay.
Anywho, I also brushed over this, but this whole thing started an issue that continued with me into this next match. Where what was it? So when Ricochet came out, Miz put up the highlight from last week, which was the double countout finale to Ricochet versus Morrison, where Ricochet dove out of the ring into the crowd, and so we saw the replay here, and then pretty early on into Morrison and Ricochet's match, commentary's just talking as the wrestling's going on, and they cut to a recap from last week's match
We gotta fucking see it.
of something we already saw earlier and something that is not wrestling in this match. It was just very weird that they slid this in here, and it felt really dumb. Anyway, they had a pretty solid match for what they were able to do to kick off Raw. I mean, it's Ricochet and John Morrison. They're two really good wrestlers, so it's not really saying much. You would kind of hope that they would be able to. They both went to the outside, and Miz is in his wheelchair. and this was one of the dumbest finishes I think I've ever seen. Miz cuts off Ricochet from John Morrison, who crawls back into the ring, and for some reason, Ricochet, the speedy athletic man that he is, cannot for the life of him get around the Miz in a wheelchair.
Right.
Sitting still.
No, he's not sitting still. He's like very barely moving, but he's moving.
It is. He's in the same
And
area.
he wasn't even like really blocking him off at the last like
2
part.
seconds. He had a
Or
clear
like
path.
like 3 seconds I would give that he just kind of like steered away from him. So Ricochet could
It was really dumb.
easily. So when I first, if they just like didn't show the replay, that would have probably been okay. But they showed the replay and it
made it
didn't
look-
justify anything.
No, absolutely not.
It just made it
worse.
look dumber.
But this setup, they did announce at the end of the night that next week we're getting Ricochet versus John Morrison again on the final Thunderdome Raw, and it will be a Falls Count Anywhere match. So at least that we have that, I guess. We see Jinder Mahal come in on a motorcycle, and as he
badass style.
yeah,
Or Indian badass style.
Indian badass as he pulls up, or Canadian badass because he's Canadian.
yeah. Well,
As he pulls up, Veer and Shanky are there for him. And then Kevin Patrick comes up and compliments his motorcycle, saying, what's it, sick ride?
Sick ride.
Sick ride. Yeah, he says sick ride. And then
I love Kevin Patrick. He's the best.
He's a pretty wholesome guy, not going to lie.
He's the best backstage person on this show.
Yeah, there's only 2. It's
Yep.
him and Sarah
Sarah
Schreiber.
Schreiber. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
yeah. I just feel bad for her.
Anywho, Jinder says that him and Drew were close friends, and he says that Drew was with him when he picked up this custom motorcycle to celebrate one of his many successful WWE Championship defenses.
It always throws me for a loop. That
Yeah, always
Jinder
throws.
Mahal had
And he's not
multiple,
That's not even wrong. He did have many successful defenses,
including in a Punjabi prison.
That's true. Where the Great Khali did appear.
But you know who didn't appear? Your boy. The boy that you have that picture of with the Great Khali.
Honestly, what?
Oh, the guy.
The guy.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
I thought he was talking about like the Great Khali's old manager.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, I mean the guy with the mustache that you just randomly will send in a group chat.
People listening to this, they're not going to have any idea what this is talking about. And I don't know the guy's name, so I can't even tell.
I can't even tell you his role. He's like in the government of India.
He's like an environmental guy. Anywho,
He looks like he'd have a killer drop kick.
yeah. Anyway, Jinder and Drew are wrestling tonight. We see.
You forgot the biggest part about this whole thing.
Did I?
Yeah, that Jinder Mahal texted Drew McIntyre a few days ago to say, "Let's go for a ride."
Yes, this was.
And Drew McIntyre didn't have the guts to text him for 3 whole days. And when he texted him, he couldn't even spell out the word. He couldn't spell out the word two, T-O-O. He had to write the number 2.
Yep.
And that triggered Jinder a lot.
He disrespected the Maharaja.
The modern day Maharaja.
Anywho, we go backstage and we see Nia, Shayna, and Reggie hanging out. We see Alexa Bliss behind them. Reggie freaks out and says, "Alexa's back there." Shayna and Nia look back. She's not there. And that was that. Sure.
I hate them
This
all.
guy?
No,
No.
it's not that guy.
Someone different?
It's not that guy. Then we get a promo from Naomi, Asuka, and Nikki Ash. That is her new official name, Nikki Ash, and it officially stands for Almost a Superhero. Asuka and Naomi are glowing here, just saying, "Oh, we love your new look and everything, and we love that you're a superhero." And Nikki says, "I'm not a superhero like Black Widow. I'm almost a superhero." And she's so excited for this. I understand that Black Widow is obviously the newest Marvel movie coming out. When I think of superheroes, even the female superheroes for the sake of this, and she's comparing herself to a female superhero, Black Widow has no superpowers whatsoever and doesn't even dress like a superhero. Why wouldn't she go like Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman or somebody who makes sense? Instead, she's literally saying, "I'm not like Black Widow, whose only skills are fighting, which are the skills that she would share." No fucking sense here. Anywho, they start arguing kind of like playfully about who's going to win Money in the Bank. Nikki's music hits and she starts literally spinning around in a circle saying, "It's my music," jumps up in the air, kicks her feet up, then puts her arms out like Superman and sprints out the fucking gorilla position. Holy shit. The reports say that like Nikki came up with this character. That's great that she got to do this and everything, but oh my god, this does not connect with me at all. This makes me want to shut my TV off.
And that's the argument. It's like, well, hey, like Nikki came up with this. I'm like, okay, it's still fucking bad. I don't care who came up with it. Like I don't understand. Like it's still bad. Like good that she got to have like some kind of creative like control.
Yeah.
But again, it's if it's bad, it's bad. Like Jesus Christ,
it's bad. After Nikki heads out for her entrance, Alexa comes up and she says to Naomi and Asuka that they need to reassess their evaluations on who's going to win Money in the Bank.
Let it be known that Alexa, whoever put the mic near Alexa,
dude, you could not hear her.
Half the thing, me and Joey did not understand, and it was a godsend that Pat could.
This sends us into our 8-man tag: Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Ash versus Eva Marie, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Doudrop. Everybody.
Oh my god.
I'm not even going to talk about this one.
It existed.
How did this win?
It was a really bad botch where it was clearly a...
Oh yeah, there was a clear 3 count here that didn't happen. Also, at some point I saw people saying that Shayna Baszler had to tell Eva Marie to get back to their side. So it's good.
I believe it.
It's good to see Eva Marie has not improved. Nia Jax,
But she's good looking, so people will say she should be on TV more.
Nia Jax won with a Samoan drop on Nikki Ash.
No, Nia Jax didn't win.
Nikki Jax.
Nikki Jax.
Yeah, according to Jimmy Smith. So Doudrop, Eva, Nia, Shayna win. I'm done with this. We're moving on. Who do we... So we have everybody but 2 people for the women's Money in the Bank. Who do we think... who's everybody's early predictions? These are not official, obviously. So we have Alexa, Asuka, Naomi, Nikki, Carmella, and Zelina Vega. Zelina returned on
Predictions
SmackDown.
for just the women's?
Yeah.
Who do you think out of the 6 out of 8 that we have? Who do you think would be your pick?
Alexa.
If we're just going with the 6 of the 8, I'd say Nikki.
You think they're gonna put the fucking briefcase on that joke?
I thought about it, but then at the same time,
I thought about it.
But
I think it's Alexa.
that's out of the 6 people who are in it. I think they're gonna add Liv, and I think Liv is gonna win it.
I think Liv's gonna be in too. I don't know who the.
I think Liv wins.
I don't know who the other person
It's another SmackDown person.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
Bayley.
it's gonna be.
Isn't Bayley wrestling Bianca again?
An
wait,
I
didn't
Quit
they?
match.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
an
it's
I
not
Quit
Bayley
match.
because I thought it was
Sasha?
gonna be Bayley. Maybe Sasha.
returning
I don't know when
Sasha?
I don't think Sasha wins it.
no, I don't either.
I think it's gonna be Alexa because she is the only one out of the women that has actual fucking powers, like fucking powers, where she can just literally like if she wanted to, she can grab the briefcase from the ring like without climbing.
Yeah,
the
She
ring.
can have Reggie
She can let
just
it teleport to her.
get there some,
Yeah,
or she can teleport. Or she can
That's what I
brainwash
think.
any of
They're
them
gonna
to
do
do
some
it.
dumb shit in the women's Money in the Bank match, to where Alexa like uses her powers and wins somehow. That's how I see it. I don't know.
I think I'd be choosing Alexa too.
Out of her, I don't know who else would.
The
win
only
that.
other person I think I could see is Liv, just because I feel like that would make sense from a booking standpoint.
Yeah,
but I still think Alexa's
I
going to
don't
do
think
it.
I don't think they would. I don't think they trust to have the briefcase on Liv.
No.
I don't know. I think that SmackDown just makes sense because SmackDown's an actual coherent show. It seems like, whereas Raw.
I don't
is
think
not.
their women's division's a coherent show.
No.
They have Bayley and Bianca feuding still.
Which makes no sense. Didn't they? Was their match in Hell in a Cell or no?
What is it?
Bianca and
Bayley
Bailey
and Bianca,
was that in a
match?
cell?
Yes, I
Wait,
believe
that was
so.
that was a cell match.
Yeah, because
Okay, so-
that replaced Roman and
Yeah, you're
Mysterio.
right. So how are you going from Hell in a Cell, which is normally the ending of
It's
feuds?
because they don't have people to put it in.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Ridiculous.
I really like Bianca, but
They're killing her reign.
she needs to stop wrestling Bailey.
Yeah.
They need to bring up some
Like,
people.
that's
there's
that's
people,
it.
There's
That's-
people they can bring up from NXT too. There's options. You can bring up like Shotzi, Ember,
Yeah.
Aaliyah, and Jessica
Can we
Maya.
just
I mean, they're
start
not going to
But
do
they're
it.
going to be
Someone other
tag.
than Bayley.
They just
But
be
there's
tag
there's still
people.
bodies on that
Yeah.
roster.
Like
But if Tegan Knox comes up,
I think if Tegan.
Oh, well, no, I think
yeah,
that's the Tegan
she's
NXT,
gonna say.
yeah.
I think
Tony,
Tegan.
you bring
Yeah,
up
Tony
Tony.
would make sense. Tegan, I think, is the person that takes the title off of Raquel.
It should be Dakota.
I just think that there's better storyline.
No, it's Dakota and her.
Well, you could do Dakota and then Tegan
Dakota
takes
and
it off of
Dakota should
yeah.
100% take it off Raquel.
That's fair.
Anyway, we have Bobby and MVP backstage cutting a promo about their match with the New Day. Blah blah.
In their
blah.
apparent private box that somehow Kevin Patrick is allowed in every week, and it triggers MVP.
Yeah, I have no idea. Then we get a random. I mean, it's not a random match. I guess they've been building this for a bit. Mustafa Ali or I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I'm so sorry. Ali versus Mansoor. I was expecting this to be like 10,
Mustafa.
15... Mustafa Ali. I thought this was going to be like a 10, 15-minute match. This was probably shy of like 8 minutes.
mm-hmm.
This ended before it could ever get going, really.
Roll up.
Ali wins with a roll-up.
Yeah, Ali had a roll up Mansoor.
So the story here is that Ali claims he doesn't want Mansoor to become him.
Which is hilarious.
Which is hilarious and also sad. Because,
Sad at the same
because
time,
Ali was
exactly.
like, again, you look back to 2019 when Ali was set up for his feud with Bryan before Mania, before getting injured. Clearly they were high on him then, and now he's just fallen so far.
I went to the 2018 Money in the Bank, or 2019 Money in the Bank match.
Was it? No.
It was 2019
Was he
when
in?
Lesnar won it.
Yes, he was.
Was
Lesnar
He
threw
was
him
literally
off.
the only one in the ring. Everyone was down, and he was seconds away grabbing it, and then Lesnar's music hit, and I was like, Jesus Christ, kill me.
What a shame.
Yeah. But that was 2019. He was supposed to most likely have Mania against Bryan. And that got pulled out from under him because of a really badly timed injury.
I mean, he gave us Kofi Mania, which is
not going to complain.
Cool,
No.
but, like, it sucks for
Ali.
He never recovered.
Yeah. Then they gave him the Smacker the SmackDown Hacker.
The Smacker Hacker.
Yeah, the Smacker Hacker. That'd be a better name than the SmackDown Hacker that they didn't reveal.
But did they ever officially say he was a SmackDown Hacker?
Yes, he said it.
Oh, okay.
With
like,
Retribution.
months after they stopped it.
Yes,
they did a
saying
random
that I was behind that.
Yeah, they did a random reveal with him in Retribution where he was like angry. He's like, you know what? I was the SmackDown Hacker all those months ago. It was very just like random.
It's like, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the good news here is I think that this is definitely the start of the story. I don't think this is a one and done match. I think they're going to do more with these guys.
They're both very talented.
Yeah,
guys.
so I'm not upset by this one. I am a little upset that it was so quick on this show when you had that 8-women tag match that could have been like 2 minutes.
I also think it's strange that, again, and I say this every week, that like you have the piped in crowd noise and they have them booing Ali, whose whole thing here is that he wants Mansoor to be better than he is. Which that is as babyface of a character as I can possibly. Like, it's gonna be weird when fans come back because I think fans are going to cheer Ali because I think a lot of people still like Ali.
I feel like they should. Like,
yeah, I still feel like casuals will boo him, just because they're casual WWE fans.
That's fair.
But yeah, I agree that a lot of people really like Ali.
Yeah. Because, like, again, I don't know who is going to be, like, the people filling up these shows as much. Like, is it going to be casuals, or is it going to be, like, the hardcore people who have just missed wrestling?
I think it's going to be a mix, but again, I think it's going to be few and far between that people really get booed. I think you'll see somebody like Eva Marie will probably get booed.
Yeah.
we'll talk about it a little bit later, but Charlotte and Rhea is an interesting one where I could see either people cheering them because they like both women, but even without like this weird story, or I could see fans turning on it just because of the story.
I
But,
guess
like,
I just don't give a fuck about both of them.
Yeah, I think
Lashley's gonna get cheered.
Oh yeah, I mean he got cheered at Mania.
Yeah. Again, Seth's gonna get cheered. Roman's gonna get cheered.
Drew's gonna get cheered still.
Yeah.
Well, Drew's a
again,
babyface.
I think the vast
Well,
majority
yeah,
of
I'm just
people,
saying.
the vast majority of people are going to get cheered. I think it's going to be like very few acts will.
It's
get
gonna be Elias Jackson
It's gonna be a
Riker.
little confusing.
I'm
for
actually very excited to see the crowd reaction to Jackson Riker. I want to see if people
Right.
cheer or boo him.
If they fucking cheer him,
Because I feel like part of the crowd is going to just want to cheer everybody to like welcome them back to like wrestling crowds, but at some point you have to draw the line.
at some point you gotta go back to like.
And if you're if you're a casual or like a kid and you're just
Yeah.
told,
Okay,
like,
well, to be fair, kids cheering Jackson Riker, that's fine. They
Right.
don't know
know
better.
what's going on. They
Yeah.
just know who,
They
the,
know
who
who's
the good guy is and who the bad
Right.
guy
Fine.
is.
If you're an adult willingly cheering Jackson
Yeah.
Riker,
You
we
know.
know what's up.
yeah, there's no excuse to be like, oh, I didn't know he was like that. We've known for a
Everybody
year.
knows.
We've known that this man is an awful human being.
All right, I'm gonna let Ryan take this one because I know Ryan wants to talk about this. Up next, we have Drew McIntyre being interviewed backstage in gorilla position.
All right, so Sarah Schreiber, bless her soul, she asked Drew the question, what do you think about Jinder Mahal claiming you stole his opportunity to be in Money in the Bank? Let it be known that Jinder Mahal never said that Drew McIntyre stole his opportunity to be in Money in the Bank. Those words never came out of his mouth. He said that if Drew has a chance to be in Money in the Bank because he is a former champion, then the modern day Maharaja should also have a chance, but I never got that chance. That's a valid complaint.
Right.
Both of them are
Never
former
said
champs.
that Drew stole his
No,
spot.
they
right?
the words "you stole my spot" never came out of his mouth up until
So
this
what you're
point.
saying is she's trying to start trouble.
Yes.
That's what I think. She's a, you know what I would call her?
She
I would call
is
her.
an instigator.
I would call her a drama mama.
What?
Okay.
I guess, yeah, I guess so. Drama mama. I like that.
Anyway, this leads Drew McIntyre to talk about his sword that he has. Now, Drew McIntyre has this sword that he always comes out with since he's been a babyface. Comes out during his entrance, puts it in the little hole. Sometimes it bends because it's definitely not a real sword. Sometimes it just tilts. Sometimes he misses the hole. It's so stupid. It looks cool when he's carrying it around. It's stupid that you put that in the hole and pyro goes off. Anyway, he talks about how he got this sword. And apparently he got this sword from an ancestor of his who got it from one of the teeth. It is made out of one of the teeth of the Loch Ness Monster, because the Loch Ness Monster would come out and would eat people and destroy his village. And so one day, his ancestor went to the loch, looked the Loch Ness Monster dead in the eyes, jumped in the water, started to put a rear naked choke on the long neck, and he emphasized that it was a very big, very long neck. And that he put him in the rear naked choke, and as he got to the top, he saw the monster's mouth open, and he decided to do a claymore kick off of the back of the neck into the mouth, knocking out a tooth. And because of his bravery, him and the Loch Ness Monster became friends.
So the Loch
And
Ness
hold
Monster
on.
never tapped out.
Now, the Loch Ness Monster didn't
thank
tap,
God.
and the Loch Ness Monster then talked to his ancestor, and he just said, I'm going to do a really bad accent here, so, Laddie.
And he said a really bad woman's accent. Didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he
Which
said it.
didn't sound like a woman's accent at
Yeah,
all.
he claimed that the Loch Ness Monster had a beautiful, angelic woman's voice.
Right.
And he said, Laddie, you are one of the bravest warriors I've ever fought. Take this tooth and make a weapon out of it to show your bravery. And one day, an a descendant of yours, will beat Jinder Mahal on one night which happens to be this very night. And the Loch Ness Monster and my ancestor were friends to the very end. And I'm sorry, this is the worst promo I've ever fucking heard on a major program.
Okay. I wouldn't say that.
Because it lasted way too long. It made no sense because are we claiming that the Loch Ness Monster's teeth are now fucking metal?
Yes. I would not say this is the worst promo I've ever heard when I can look at something like Bailey, This Is Your Life.
This was
or
the
Bobby Lashley's sisters.
Oh my
But those
God,
weren't promos, those were segments.
I count those, though.
Those were multiple people talking.
Literally anything Ricochet says.
This
Drew's delivery here, Drew sounded very passionate, but the scripting, this was one of the worst written promos.
Okay.
The writing of this promo made Drew McIntyre sound like the biggest fucking geek I've ever heard.
It had nothing to do with his match with Jinder.
No, it had nothing to do with his character either. It just said, "Oh, I'm Scottish. I guess I know the Loch Ness Monster."
And honestly, this might have been my worst promo of the year. Honestly,
I just want
to end right now.
Yeah.
I would say that was probably number one.
I just want to understand why we had to go so in depth on Drew McIntyre's ancestry today. Apparently he's also related to Davy Crockett, an American hero, through his pure blood Scottish ancestry.
His great grandmother Miriam McIntyre IV,
who again somehow moved back to Scotland. She was just like, "Oh, fuck this! I don't want to be in America anymore."
Also, what year was Davy Crockett? I'm looking up.
That would be before the Civil War.
Basically, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever come across the Loch Ness Monster, you just got to deliver a claymore kick to it.
To its tooth. After you give it a rear naked
You'll
choke.
get all the respect from it.
Born 1786.
They don't make you a sword.
Born 1786, died 1836.
Hey,
He's a
50 years? 50 year
49.
Who was it?
Okay. Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett.
Okay, so again, based off this, Drew McIntyre's great grandmother moved to America, and then her family then moved back to Scotland because he didn't say it's like a cousin or an aunt; it is a direct relative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jinder versus Drew McIntyre. Surely Drew McIntyre was going to slay the beast here, or Jinder was going to score a big upset win. Of course not. Drew McIntyre wins via DQ after Veer and Shanky interfere.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Then, this is where Jinder Mahal then has the words come out of his mouth. You stole my Money in the Bank shot.
Well, this was after the match. That was after the match when they were going up the ramp. They did hit Drew with a Colossus.
Yes.
I should say Jinder hit him with the Colossus.
Then Jinder sprinted up the ramp, grabbed the sword, and said, "You stole my Money in the Bank shot," which he never did. "I'm stealing your family heirloom," and held up the sword, and then they had the fake crowd noise boo him.
Mm-hmm. What a way to spend tonight.
What a guy. It must be Monday.
Lucha House Party are alive.
And they're not called Lucha Lit like you thought they are.
I didn't think they were called Lucha Lit. They were just tweeting out hashtag Lucha Lit, and I started calling them that.
Okay.
They're facing the returning Mace and T-Bar. Joey was excited. I didn't hear commentary say this. Cage Side Seats has it listed. They have them listed as Mace and T-Bar's team name listed as Extinction. I don't know if that was...
I didn't hear them say that.
What?
If that's the
They've
thing,
been on TV like a month ago, so they're in the not the gauntlet match, the battle royal that the Viking Raiders became number one contenders.
Lucha House Party won. They pinned T-Bar.
Dominic Dijakovic deserves better. I'm just gonna say that.
We go backstage and we see Matt Riddle holding his foot up to his face, playing with his tootsies, and Damian Priest shows up. We missed Damian Priest's return last week, but Priest is back.
That's good.
He asks if Riddle's good, and Riddle says that he's fallen from higher. Priest tells him that he's got to take it easy so he doesn't hurt his chances, and Riddle kind of just shrugs it off and says he's fine, and yeah.
and that he will win because of the 3 most powerful letters in wrestling, the RK Bro, which then Priest obviously counts 5 because Priest isn't a goddamn moron.
Yeah. This sends us into AJ versus Riddle. Pretty similar to the story of every Raw we've watched, mainly. Matt Riddle is literally the best part about the show in terms of wrestling. Him and AJ had another... Well, not another, but Riddle had another really good match here with AJ. Omos was out there. Eventually the Viking Raiders came in from ringside and...
Just stared at Omos.
Which distracted AJ and allowed Riddle to get AJ with a schoolboy pin that they called a 3 count, but very clearly looked like a 2. It looked like AJ kicked out, but they called it a 3. So we had the 3 count not getting called earlier tonight, and then we had the 2 count not getting called here. So I don't know what's going on with the refs tonight.
They're crooked.
Apparently. But really solid stuff from Riddle and AJ.
Yeah, I really want to see Riddle versus AJ in a match where Riddle isn't trying to sell an injury the whole time.
Yeah, I agree.
And that isn't screwed up by interference. So, like, if Riddle was to win Money in the Bank and AJ's like, hey, that was a 2 count, let's have a match, perfectly fine with that. Give him 20, 25 minutes. It'd be fucking great.
Yeah. So we had one of the worst promos of the year on this show. We also had what I would call one of the worst segments, which had Charlotte Flair coming out to the ring on crutches.
No, a crutch.
A crutch, sorry. Just a single crutch. They aired the recap from the match, the tag match last week, where she hit Rhea with a chop block during the match, and after the match, Rhea got her with a really shitty-looking chop block. And after that, Charlotte gets on the mic and says that the NBA is in a lot of turmoil due to top stars being injured, such as Anthony Davis
and James Harden. And that the NBA playoffs are ruined for everyone. Even though they're not, I think most people are enjoying the playoffs.
Yes, and she says that her missing Money in the Bank due to injury is bigger news than that. She says that Rhea is so scared to lose her title that she's resorting to using Charlotte's own moves against her, but nobody is better than she is. Rhea's music hits, and Rhea comes out on a crutch doing some of the worst fucking facial expressions I've ever seen, mocking Charlotte like she's injured.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty ableist.
And this takes so fucking long for her to get in the ring. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. She gets in and hops on the mic, and she tells Charlotte straight up that she's right. She did exactly what Charlotte would have done, which is exactly what she's doing now. And she sees right through Charlotte and knows that Charlotte's just a drama queen playing this up. And then both of them look at each other, and they both try to kick each other's leg out, and then they just grab the crutches and start trying to beat each other. They both dodge. They both get a hit in. This was fucking awful. I don't know how you have I don't know how you have Rhea Ripley and Charlotte as like your 2 top women on your brand and have such a shitty story. But for some reason, they've decided to go literally heel versus heel, and it's to the point where like Rhea and Charlotte are both acknowledging that they're both trying to cheat to win, and it's just awful. Mm-hmm. Rhea's a heel, Charlotte's a heel. None of this is good. I would put this as a contender for like worst feud of the year. It's like this, Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss, and Anthony Ogogo versus Cody for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those would be my top 3 worst feuds of the year. This was fucking awful.
Yeah, this wasn't good, and it wasn't... I don't think it's meant to... Like, it's clearly... They think that this would be good, but they just have this really bad chemistry on the mic together because they're both trying to be the same person, which I don't understand why you want that, because we don't need Rhea Ripley to pretend that she's the next Charlotte Flair. Mm-hmm. They don't look alike. They don't act alike. Just make Rhea her own person.
Right.
That's literally the whole thing of Rhea, is that she's different than everybody. She's got a different look. She's a different size than most women on the roster. She's got a different move set.
Oh, well, I feel like most of the girls have different moves, right?
But they're highlighting that she doesn't have them because now a chop block is Charlotte's move. Yeah. Even though most heels use the chop block.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's bad. Joey, you have any thoughts on it?
Bad. This was fucking terrible. They were trying to like give us like a bamboozle moment, like like wow, they're both not injured, but like it didn't do anything.
Byron and Corey sounded like they were shook.
Yeah, like they were, the whole time when like Rhea was coming out, they're like, oh wow, this is awful for the women's division. Not only is Charlotte hurt, now your champion is hurt too.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on.
What sucks about this more is that they're trying to sell this, but at the same time, social media exists, and they're both active on social media. Like, they're both posting videos of themselves all weekend, not injured, and then you're just like, oh, we're injured for Raw. Like, common sense is key here.
Yeah.
Cedric Alexander and Elias versus Jackson Riker and R-Truth is up next. What the fuck? This came out of nowhere. They come out. R-Truth starts cutting a promo. Akira Tozawa sprints to the ring with a ref behind him like he's running away. However, nobody's chasing him. He gets in the ring. R-Truth tries to roll him up. He kicks out. Then everybody comes out. Tozawa runs out, and then the 24/7 crowd chases after him. And then
Which commentary yells.
It's the entire locker room. R-Truth then gets out of the ring.
It was like 6 guys.
Yeah.
Not even.
Abandons the match and goes after to chase for the 24/7 title. So this becomes a 2-on-1 handicap match. Jackson Riker basically just dominates Cedric, and Cedric gets tossed in the corner where Jackson demands that Elias tags in. Elias refuses and walks off, so then it just becomes a 1-on-1 match. Jackson Riker hits the Black Hole Slam on Cedric Alexander, and that's that.
Cedric deserves better.
Cedric deserves better. Fucking Elias deserves better, too. This is garbage.
I'd say R-Truth deserves better, but the man literally
He's
is,
fine.
he is the 24/7 champion.
He's enjoying his time.
I liked his 24/7 shirt.
Yeah, this was awful. Then we go to main event, right? Yeah, main event time. Hurt Business. It's Bobby Lashley and MVP versus Kofi and Xavier. Pretty standard main event tag match. This wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't like the Hell in a Cell match between Xavier and Lashley, but I mean, it's kind of hard to top that as a random tag match. MVP was limping coming out. I thought he looked fine for what he did, but like his wrestling days are clearly behind him.
Hey man, this man officially retired
Yeah,
like 2 years ago at this
true.
point.
you're not wrong. And yeah, who won this?
That would be the New Day.
New Day won. Yes,
They pinned
I
MVP.
genuinely forgot.
And I have an idea on where this is going.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Oh boy.
So, if you've been watching these, Kofi Kingston is very cocky in these matches against Bobby Lashley. Him and Xavier are both very cocky. That's why Xavier challenged Bobby Lashley to a fucking Hell in a Cell match. And Bobby Lashley, you know, he's a cocky man because he deserves to be. MVP has been trying to break up the New Day. And I think Kofi loses at Money in the Bank and he turns on Xavier.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
All right. Pat's been making faces that whole time I said something, so I assume he got something. You got some big scoop.
Apparently on main event, for those of you who have kept up with news regarding main event, Jinder and Jeff Hardy have been having matches on main event.
Oh yeah, Veer beat
Jeff fucking Hardy.
Yeah.
Veer.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I mean, I know that. I mean,
Is Veer the one that had the movie about him, or is that Shanky?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Let's see. Veer. WWE.
whoever he is, he's not Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Veer is, I believe Veer is the $1 Million Arm guy.
Yeah. Anyway, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Disney made a movie about.
Yeah, Veer is Rinku Singh, former member of Indushare and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay, yeah, he's a former baseball player who got a tryout because apparently he had a really good baseball arm.
No, he had the $1 Million arm.
Yeah, he was awarded $1 million contract for an open tryout, and Disney made a movie about him.
They did. It came out in 2014.
Kevin Costner's in it, I believe.
He hasn't done shit in the major league Right.
I don't see.
He's in wrestling, Joey.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't-
He's never done shit in
don't see-
baseball. So
I
why do
don't
you get a
see,
movie for
I don't
it?
see Kevin Costner. John Hamm, Lake Bell,
that's
Alan
who it is.
Arkin, Bill Paxton.
That's who it is. Bill
How the
Paxton.
fuck do you get Bill Paxton?
They have a very similar voice.
Bill Paxton and
Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, man. If that's what you
Yeah.
that's what you think.
Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Siraj
Also known as the
Sharma
Dinkster, right,
played-
Pat?
Yeah, somebody bring the Dinkster. Siraj Sharma is the man who played Rinku Singh.
What's he doing?
This guy looks absolutely nothing like Rinku Singh.
Well, he was playing a child, so
Oh, okay.
he was
Gotcha.
playing like an 18-year-old.
Okay, then I guess it makes a little more
And,
sense.
and Veer's like in his 30s probably at this point.
Veer. I just
Rinku Singh.
Rinku Singh. Glad that he's still listed as baseball player, not he's 32.
Yeah, so like I said,
Fair
in his
enough.
30s.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it to him.
He's a big boy now.
Jesus, he looks so fucking different than when he used to play baseball.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
god.
see, that makes sense.
Holy
why they
shit.
cast that
Man,
guy.
that guy's that's cool. Good for him.
Show Joey. The side by side here.
This is Veer, Joey. This is him as a baseball player versus him now. That's an insane transformation.
What the fuck?
If you don't know this, look up Rinku Singh and you'll see the pictures of him as a baseball player and then him as a wrestler. That's cool. Good for him. Anywho, did I enjoy this episode of Monday Night Raw? I did not. I'm giving it a thumbs down. Outside of Riddle and AJ, I mean Morrison and Ricochet was good, but it had a really dumb finish. So aside from Riddle and AJ, I could not care about this show. So I'm going thumbs down.
I'm going thumbs down as well. Also, let it be known that they for the movie they make it seem like he signed $1 million contract. You got $8,000.
What?
Fucking Disney, dude.
I'm sorry. It was $8,000 between the two people
Oh,
that are in the movie. So it was $4,000 he got,
that's terrible.
and he never went further than single A.
Oof.
And it was all because he could throw a 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
Well, I mean, the good news is he's probably making more now.
Yeah. Hopefully, he lasted in baseball in like the minor league system from 2009 to 2016. So.
Joey, what would you rate tonight?
Thumbs down. Awful.
Did you have anything that you would say was good?
No.
No, you didn't enjoy
Not
anything.
really,
Okay, you didn't
honestly.
enjoy anything.
Like, some of the wrestling was good, yeah, but, like, nothing really stood out. Nothing that really,
Okay.
write home about.
It was a very uneventful Raw, I will say that. We didn't get really any progress.
Like, it was just, like, it was awful.
By the end of the show, I don't feel like any stories.
Nothing
really
advanced. Like, none of the stories made me interested. Like, none of the things they did on this Raw made me interested in any feud that was going on.
You weren't excited for anything with Nikki Ash?
No.
No.
No, dude. That's fucking... I feel bad for Nikki Cross. I mean, even though it was her idea, but... God, how does she go from that? She goes from Sanity, like this crazy, like fearsome character, like villain character, to...
Alexa's best friend.
That was okay. She was like just kind of being her. I feel like she was kind of being herself. And then this is just fucking... I don't know what this is. Like, they're trying
They
to,
need
like,
to dial it down.
revisit, like, the Hurricane or something, like, modern day, in a way, but with, like, a female.
Yeah, people are saying online, I've seen about it, that apparently Molly Holly, and Shane Helms have been the ones developing this character.
That
Well,
makes perfect sense.
They're doing a bad job in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that makes perfect sense.
So, I'm just so in awe about this entire competition, about the $1 Million Arm.
No, get out of here. Talk about that off guys. Thank you for joining us for our Raw review. We'll be back next Monday. This Wednesday we'll have Dynamite. It's the review for Road Rager, headlined by QT versus Cody
Yes.
in a strap match, and the Young Bucks defending the AEW World Tag Titles against Penta and Eddie Kingston, now made into a street fight. So that is exciting. Thursday we have Ryan and Angela's Impact Power Hour. They're closing in on Slammiversary in a couple weeks. Is there anything big announced for this week so far?
Yeah, we've got Sammy and Kenny's contract signing.
Okay.
We've got Brian Myers versus Jake something, and the loser has to declare the most professional wrestler. It's been a fantastic feud so far. And we have Havoc and Rosemary versus Susan and Kimberly for the number one contendership for the Knockouts tag titles.
Okay.
That's Slammiversary.
And then, like I said, next Monday we'll be back with another Raw review. Next Wednesday and Thursday next Wednesday you'll have a Dynamite review for Fyter Fest. Next Thursday you'll have an Impact review, and we'll probably do the predictions for Slammiversary on that show. And then we'll also have predictions for Money in the Bank. And then we'll have reviews for those shows as well. So
they also announced another match. For BTI, Steve Macklin versus fucking Suicide.
Oh, baby. I'm sure Angela's thrilled about that one.
Yeah.
Thank you for
yelling.
going into the red zone there.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, so thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast if you're not. Follow us over on Twitter. Enjoy the rest of your week. We're only getting started here. It's Monday, so hopefully you enjoy some more wrestling, and hopefully it's a lot better than Raw was. So thank you. Goodbye. Good night. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Mwah.